Hey there! Welcome to my channel Material Compliance Backbone. Today I'm going to walk you through something that every automotive supplier who uses IMDS needs to understand. How to correctly calculate, enter, and validate recycled content in your material datasheets. Now I know, that might sound dry at first, but stick with me, because if you get this wrong, your MDS gets rejected by your OEM customer, and nobody wants that. This guide is based on IMDS Recommendation 025, published in May 2024 by the IMDS Steering Committee. It's the official document that defines how recycled content must be calculated and reported across the automotive supply chain. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to type in IMDS and why. Let's get into it. Let me start with the big picture. Why do we even need to report recycled content in IMDS? Number 1. Because regulations are changing fast. The EU's Circular Economy Action Plan is pushing for mandatory recycled content in products. The ELV Directive, that's the End-of-Life Vehicle Directive, is being revised to require recycled content targets for cars. France has already passed a national law, Law 2020-105, that requires importers and producers to report recycled content for M1 and N1 vehicles from January 2024. And at the UN level, a global plastics treaty is being negotiated right now. So the question isn't whether you'll need to report recycled content. You already do. The question is whether you're reporting it correctly. IMDS is the tool, and Recommendation 025 is the rulebook. Let's go through it together. The most important concept in the whole recommendation, and once you get this, everything else clicks into place. Every percentage you enter in the IMDS dialog is relative to its parent, not relative to the whole material. Picture it like a tree. At the very top, you have the whole material, 100%. Everything branches down from there. The whole material splits into virgin/fossil material, that is fresh raw material from nature, recyclate content, that is material from waste, reused, and bio-based content, material from biological sources. These three must cover everything. Now, the recyclate portion splits further into mechanical recyclate and chemical recyclate. And here's the key. Those two together must add up to 100% of the recyclate, not 100% of the whole material, just of the recyclate portion. And then each of those, mechanical and chemical, split further into pre-consumer and post-consumer. Again, those two must sum to 100% of their parent. So the rule is simple. At every level of the tree, the children must add up to 100% of their parent, every single time. And IMDS actually helps you here. If you type a value for pre-consumer recyclate, IMDS automatically fills in the post-consumer value for you. It subtracts from 100, so you don't have to. Now, let's understand calculation with a simple example. Example: total material equals 100 kilograms. Virgin PP equals 50 kilograms. Recycled PP, post-consumer, equals 30 kilograms. Recycled PP, pre-consumer, equals 10 kilograms. Glass fiber, virgin, equals 10 kilograms. Step 1. Calculate total recycled content. Recycled equals 30 plus 10 equals 40 kilograms. Formula: recycled percent equals recycled content divided by total weight times 100 equals 40 over 100 times 100 equals 40%. Things to take care here is many people won't consider the glass fiber in total weight while calculating recyclate content. Please remember Rule 4.3.a of IMDS 025 states clearly, non-recycled fillers must not be included in the calculation of recycled content. Step 2. Split recycled content into type of recycling. Either the recycled content is recycled through mechanical recycling or chemical recycling. In our case, the process used is mechanical. That's first material was shredded, then washed, then melted, then pelts were formed. Third step is to divide mechanical recycling content into post-consumer and pre-consumer, and find whether the recyclate content we received is from end-of-waste stream or from an industrial waste, discarded material. In our example, 30 kilograms is waste which is recovered through a process in dismantling and scrapping facilities. 10 kilograms is from industrial waste. Therefore, post-consumer equals 30 post-consumer content divided by 40 total recyclate content times 100. That equals to 75%. Similarly, we do for pre-consumer, and answer is 25%. In IMDS, you will fill the following. Content of fossil material, arrow, 100% to 100%. Does material contain recyclate, arrow, yes. Total recyclate, arrow, 40% to 40%. Mechanical recyclate to 100% to 100%. Pre-consumer to 25% to 25%. Post-consumer to 75% to 75%. Chemical recyclate to 0% to 0%. Bio-based to 0% to 0%. You might be thinking, why 2 times each percentage values? Or why there is range? Because in many cases, recycled content is in ranges. Fixed values cannot be determined. And moreover, to maintain mass balance during the calculation. Now moving to validation section, what does rules says? The rules are for material type datasheet and components type datasheets. For material type, in IMDS, every material has a classification number. For example, metals to class 1 to 4, polymers to class 5, elastomers to class 6, others to class 7, 8, 9. And why is this important? Because IMDS 025 rules depend on material classification. Polymer materials, class 5, have strictest rules. Like Rule 4.2.a says, chemical recyclate must be entered for polymer materials if applicable. Other rule, if your material is polymer, you must answer, does the material contain recyclate? If you skip this, it will show error in IMDS. If recyclate is present, you must enter detailed breakdown, total recycled content, mechanical or chemical, pre-consumer, post-consumer. Very important is, min to max deviation must be within 20%. If exceeded, error will appear. Now that we understand material types, let's move one level up and talk about component type in IMDS. Because in IMDS, you don't only deal with materials, you deal with components made of materials. If a material inside component is less than or equal to 5 grams, recyclate data may not be required. However, it can vary from customer to customer. They may ask recyclate content. However, if weight is more than 5 grams and you have not mentioned recyclate content, your IMDS will be rejected. And if you marked answers yes when weight is above 5 grams, do check the deviation limits between maximum and minimum percentage. Hope I was able to make you all understand how to calculate the recyclate content in the video. If you like the content, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Material Compliance Backbone.